remain standing for the invocation.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let's go to the Lord in prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, we come to you in prayer this evening, and we thank you once again for all that you have done for us as a city. We thank you for all that you have done for our nation. Father, we do pray for those that are hurting around the world, and Father, we ask that you would have your hand of protection upon those that are oppressed. Father, give them strength. Father, we thank you for the liberties that you've blessed us with here in the United States of America. And Father, we thank you for the hope that you give to us through your Son, Jesus Christ. We just pray that you bless this meeting this evening, give wisdom from above, give direction as always. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Pastor. Roll call.
Ambrose,
Here.
Button,
Here.
Kale,
Here.
Raymond is absent, Creighton,
Here.
we have a quorum.
Report out of closed session. City Attorney.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. The Council did not hold their closed session as the items were tabled for a future date.
Subsequent matters.
Mayor, there are none.
Approval agenda is posted or amended.
I'll motion to approve. I'll second.
Motion by Button, second by Ambrose.
Ambrose,
Yes.
Kale,
Yes.
Button,
Yes.
Creighton,
Yes.
motion passes.
Ceremonial matter. Certificate of recognition for the Atwater High School CCC student athletes and athletic director Nelson Medeiros. Nelson, there you are right there. So we're going to come down and join you guys. We have a lot of awards here, some pretty awesome achievements. So council, you don't mind joining me down there, and Director Medeiros, you want to join us over here? Kale, do you mind getting the microphone? Okay, wow, we're back to normal. It's been COVID. It's been a while since we've been doing this. So while we're doing this, this is the boys basketball, boys soccer, girls wrestling, and boys wrestling. Wow, that's a lot. That's pretty awesome. Coming right here out of Atwater. So, Mr. Kale, if you don't mind, you can start calling them up in order. And then Mr. Ambrose, if you don't mind grabbing the certificates and handing those out. And Mr. Button and I will just be assistants here. And I want to introduce the athletic director first and have you say a few words. Then we're going to call everybody up for their awards, but don't leave. I want the families to be able to come up, get pictures. And this is a special moment for the kids and the families and Atwater in general. We couldn't be more proud of what we did. So a lot of hard work on the parents. I know how much it is. You got to drive here, you got to drive there, and the coaches got to go everywhere. And, you know, it's a lot of hard work, but what you guys are teaching your kids are what we need in our community. Leaders, you work hard, it pays off, you become successful. So this all carries through in life, what your coach has taught you guys. So this is very awesome. So, Coach, you want to say a few words?
Sure. Good evening. So these athletes that are being recognized here tonight were voted on by coaches within the Central California Conference. Their coaches nominated them, and then based on their performance throughout the season, they were selected by not just their coach, but the other coaches in the league and recognized as the top players in our Central California Conference, which stretches Atwater, Merced, and also Central Valley and Ceres and Patterson. So these athletes were nominated as either a first team or second team all-league participant for their individual sports, voted on by the coaches of the league for their athletic talent throughout the season. So we're very proud of these athletes. We had a very good winter with the boys and girls basketball programs. Both the varsity boys and varsity girls won a league title this year. Our girls basketball program won league titles on all three levels, JV, varsity, and freshman. Boys basketball program won at the freshman level and the varsity level. our wrestling program and our boys and girls soccer programs competed. We're in the top half of the bracket in our league. So we had a very successful winter, and it's starting to spread into the spring. We're having a very successful spring also. So it's a testament to our student athletes. We have a lot of multi-sport athletes that compete at Atwater High, and our coaches who do the best job they can preparing our athletes.
Awesome. Well said, and well done on you guys, the student athletes. So what I want you guys to do, we're going to do, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 groups. We're going to do one group at a time. As you get called up, stay up here for that group, and then we'll have all you guys here, and then we'll let those guys sit down, then we'll bring the next group up. So, Mr. Kale, you want to start?
Okay, so here we go with boys basketball. MVP for for the conference, right? MVP for the whole conference. I watched this young man play, and his name is Colton Dukes. He's not here. Yeah, I didn't see him either. Okay, and then the first team and sportsmanship, Tyler Parr. And then second team, Cameron Fraser. Right. And then honorable mention, KJ Ross. Now, Mr. Medeiros, let me get me, if I'm not mistaken, isn't Colton Dukes a junior? So he won MVP as a junior. That is awesome. Great. That's great. All right, then we'll go to girls basketball. I'm getting lonely. How about you guys? Okay. Girls basketball MVP, Arlene Lopez. There she is. And then first team, Jordan Allison. And I don't see Jordan here. Okay. Honorable mention, Maya, you made me do this, okay? Mansionaris. Congratulations. And then also honorable mention, Carissa Hookhill. Honorable mention and sportsmanship, Marella Fernandez.
Just you two. Thank you very much. You can have a seat, and we're going to bring you back up.
Did we get a group picture already?
We will.
Oh, it didn't.
Right, Janelle?
Okay,
She's getting.
boys soccer. First team, Jesus Jacobo. Second team, Daniel Valencia. Sportsmanship, Thomas Stubbs. Okay, girls soccer. First team, Brooklyn Bell. Second team, Adriana Valencia. Sportsmanship, Grace Grissom. Okay, girls wrestling. I know they're here. There's some, yeah. First team, and a state qualifier, Zoe Brown. Second team, Brooklyn Canella and state qualifier. Congratulations. Also second. Oh, I missed one. Okay. Oh, that's good. All right. First team, Jessica Flores. And then also second team was Lizette Georgie. I'll say that one. Okay, girls. Thank you. We'll call you up here in a little bit. Boys wrestling. Second team, Herb Francisco. He was also a master qualifier. And then Nicholas Valencia, Venezuela, master qualifier.
Okay, so everybody that got an award, why don't you guys come back up so we can get a group picture? And I want the coach to be up here too, so don't run off, coach. Okay. We will, if you give your camera to Janelle, she will take pictures. And then we're going to do, also, Director Medeiros has an award because you guys worked hard and you listened to him, and you guys did really well. The athletic director also gets an award because of what you guys did and what you guys accomplished. So, congratulations. Job well done. So, you guys come in the center here, and then the council can flank you behind you guys. You guys stay behind there, council. Tyler, stay back. You're pretty tall, so go back here with the council. Okay. We want to make sure you get you guys in the picture, so... yeah, we're good. Okay. Awesome job. So we're going to get one more, and then I want the parents, you guys want to come up and take pictures, please come up and take pictures. Okay, now it's family time to take pictures. So come on up if you guys want to take pictures. Good job, you guys. Thank you. Congratulations, man. That's hard work. Good job. Director, very much for everything you guys have done. Your accomplishments means a big deal. You will be successful the rest of your lives because you guys are putting a lot of work, effort into it. And I'm glad you guys are here in Atwater and you're making our community that much nicer and better, and super proud of you guys. So you don't have to... We won't make you endure the rest of the meeting, so I'll wait a couple minutes. If you guys want to go home, you can leave. If you want to stay and watch government at its finest, stick around. But we'll see you guys later, and thank you very much. Bye-bye. Bye, guys. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, don't forget they get government credit for being here. There you go. Well, they're here long enough. We're about done. Okay, that was wonderful. Consent calendar.
Background information has been provided on all matters listed under the consent calendar, and these items are considered to be routine. All items under the consent calendar are normally approved by one motion. If discussion is requested on any item, that item will be removed from the consent calendar for separate action.
Okay, do we have any members of the public that'd like to come forward and speak on this item? We have one member of the public. And before I move on with that, Pastor, state your name for the record,
Sure.
and then pause.
Rich Miller?
Okay. Do we have no more Zoom or online? Okay, so it'll just be members of the public in the chambers. Pastor Rich Miller.
All right, Rich Miller, 334 Silva Drive here in Atwater. Just wanted to see if we could pull number 4 just to get, so that the chief could tell us a little bit more about that equipment that we're getting.
Okay. Council, are there any other members of the public like to come forward on this item? Seeing none, we'll close the public comment, bring it back to council. Council, you have any?
I'll move to approve as amended, the consent calendar as amended.
I want to have an item pulled.
Right now?
Okay. I'll have item 5.
And item 5. Can you amend your motion for that?
Yeah, well, it's as amended, so yes.
Okay.
I'll second.
Okay. Motion by Kale, second by Button. Items 4 and 5 were pulled for separate discussion.
Kale,
Yes.
Button,
Yes.
Ambrose,
Yes.
Creighton.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Item 4, accepting intergovernmental transfer of police mobile command post vehicle from City of Grover Beach to the City of Atwater and authorizing its addition to the police department's military equipment list. Police Officer, Chief of Police, Michael Salvador.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, members of the council. Michael Salvador, your police chief. This item, 5 months ago, would not have been in front of the council. This is in direct correlation to the recent changes in state law in regards to police reform. The Atwater Police Department does not have a vehicle capable of serving as a incident command post or a crime scene command post, or in the event that we had to leave this building, we could take our dispatch center on the road. So over the course of many years, I've developed several relationships with other police chiefs throughout the state of California, and one that's been particularly fruitful for us is the relationship I have with Chief Peters in Grover Beach. As you well know, last year, Chief Peters and I put together a deal that got us our first police motorcycle that we'd had in several years. Well, when we were doing that deal, he goes, "Hey, Mike, would you like our command post vehicle too?" And it's like, "Well, why are you getting rid of it?" He goes, "Well, I'm getting a new one." And it's like, okay, tell you what, let me take a look at it. I took a look at it there. He sent me a bunch of pictures, and it did meet our needs. It's got a 2-position communication center in it. plus enough storage to take our crime scene van's equipment, put it on one vehicle with this communications gear and the external lighting, and take it anywhere I needed to take it here in the city of Atwater. So after looking at it, I said, yeah, Chief, when you get your new one, let me know. We'd be more than happy to take it. The vehicle's got 17,000 miles on it. It's got no miles on it whatsoever. It's meticulously maintained as the police motorcycle was. So about 3 weeks ago, I get the call. I got my new one. Do you want it? I go, well, how much do you want for it? He goes, I'll transfer it to you. No cost. He goes, would you like me to keep the radios in it? Yes. And would you like me to keep the internet router in it? Yes. So we're basically getting for nothing, just the cost of me going over there and picking it up. A vehicle that's worth probably over $150,000.
Yep.
Yes, it's on a 1994 Chevrolet chassis, but again, we're getting a $150,000 vehicle for nothing. So this is going to increase our capabilities exponentially. We'll have it here, and I'll have all the radios programmed so we can deploy it on the 4th of July. We will no longer need to rely upon county resources or OES resources. We'll have our own. It'll be ours, and we'll be able to deploy it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. This is a piece of equipment that is defined in Assembly Bill 481 as military equipment. Therefore, before I take delivery, I must have this council action. It must be approved by you, the council, or I cannot have this piece of equipment. So I am asking for your support on this matter. It will go onto our list, and we'll take inventory. We'll take delivery on it first week of May, and I'll be more than happy to bring it and show it to everybody once it's done. Oh, we will. Absolutely. Absolutely. So if there's any other questions for the council, I'd be more than happy to answer.
Council, you have any questions? No? Councilman Ambrose, go ahead.
So just to clarify, this is going to come at no cost to the city.
Affirmative.
And you said it had 17,000 miles?
Yes.
Are we sure that it's not a hard 17,000 miles, that there's nothing leaking or?
No, this is going to be, it's just been maintained and fully maintained by the city of Grover Beach. This is not a rusted out, surplus type vehicle. They had it on the street as late as last month when they had a major fatality TC. And that was the pictures that you saw in your council packet. Those pictures were taken very, very recently. They used the vehicle.
Okay, thank you.
To go back on what Councilman Ambrose just said, there will be probably some kind, it's a pretty old truck. So I think that we want to make sure there's not going to be 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 100.
No. Mechanically it checks out.
So I think we're authorizing to do it, but if you start wrapping a lot of money up into it, I think council wants to be involved in what's going on there. So
Yeah.
that's what I agree with. Good job, great relationships, good questions by the public, and this isn't a tank. It does
No.
state in here military because it's the type of vehicle. We're not militarizing our police department. The military is the military, and the police department is the police department. I heard some scuttlebutt that, oh, you guys are getting military equipment. No, we will get surplus military equipment that would fit law enforcement needs for law enforcement. We're not going to get tanks and half tracks and things like that, or bazookas or other things. So
And I want the.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I want
That's
the.
not that's not our role.
No, I want the general public to know this. This change in the law, the term military equipment conjures up a certain perception. Tanks, APCs, that type of thing. But the law is written in such a way that the patrol rifles that we carry in our cars that you see every single day, that is military equipment pursuant to this law. I have to justify it. Something as simple as this mobile command post is military equipment pursuant to definitions in the code. So
I think
there are chiefs all over the place having the same conversation with their communities.
So I think, like we said, great job. We look forward to being able to have this. The fire department has command vehicles, so PD will have its own command vehicle now. It's that much more public service, that much more opportunity to better serve.
And we'll display it as soon as it's ready to go.
Awesome. Looking forward to that. Item 5, approving budget amendment establishing budget in American Risk. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We're going to take that one separate. Council direction.
No, I was gonna say, Pastor Miller, did you have any questions since you asked to pull this? Okay. Okay.
I actually closed already, but go ahead. Yeah.
I was just going to say, the whole reason I had asked for it to be pulled was for everyone to hear what it was, so that people can see that our chief is looking out for our city. And sometimes when these things are on the agenda, it gets sort of brushed over and people don't realize it. And then sometimes people will see the vehicle out in the public and think, oh, how much do we spend for that? And so great job, Chief. Appreciate you having these connections, taking advantage of it, and looking forward to seeing it out there.
Thank you. Good job, Chief. So, council direction?
Motion to approve staff's recommendation.
Second.
Motion by Ambrose, second by Button.
Button,
Yes.
Kale,
Yes.
Ambrose,
Yes.
Creighton.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Item 5, consent calendar, approving budget amendment, establishing a budget in American Rescue Plan Act Fund and amending 5-year capital improvement program and awarding general construction contract to Westside Landscape and Concrete for sidewalk repairs on 3rd Street and Atwater Boulevard. Director Thompson. And Button pulled the item, so Councilman Button is.
Correct. Good evening, Mr. Mayor and members of the council, and thank you for your consideration of these items this evening. Before you this evening is a request, and I want to make sure that there's a clarifying word in the description there, is that it said for repair work, but in fact what this is repair and restoration work. Throughout the city of Atwater, it's pretty obvious that the city is in need of rehabilitation of a lot of its sidewalk systems. This is obviously in consideration of an approved and adopted accessibility plan that the city has. So you'll be seeing that what will be coming in front of you is a series of repairs and restorations to certain areas. And then in other instances, you will see CMAQ funding that we will make the recommendation for the installation of curb, gutter, and sidewalk in areas that don't have it incorporated into it. In this particular case of this item this evening, some work was installed, or some work was completed in the downtown area at the 3rd and Atwater Boulevard location, where there was some tree removals. Just I want to make sure and remind and refresh the council's memory that council in previous years approved spending of some RDA money in the downtown corridor for the installation of some improvements in that area. In the case where these trees it was necessary to remove them, damage was done to the downtown corridor and damage was done to those improvements that were previously a consideration of the project. So as I said, we're systematically providing repairs and corrections to areas throughout the city. In this particular case, we're asking for this to be remedied because of some work that was just completed in that area and damage that was done to the sidewalk system, curb and gutter in the area.
Councilman Button.
Okay, yeah.
Let me open up to public.
Sure,
real quick.
go ahead.
Anybody in the members of the public like to come forward on this item? See none. Anybody at all? Corey? Anybody want to talk? Okay. We'll close the public comment out there and bring it back to Councilman Button.
Yeah, so I guess my question was, so it's part of that 5-year plan. So we were planning on this anyway, but we're just gonna use the ARPA money instead, right?
This is something that we have to balance the area of where we apply it, because your sidewalk need in the city it's tremendous. I think what the council is going to see is systematically we're going to bring more projects to you so we can make those remedies, and we have to do assessments as to where those can go and have the biggest impact. We know that we previously discussed the areas around 6th and Laurel because it looks like tiles that are literally floating out there. Some of your sidewalk system hasn't been installed since some of the original WPA programs that were initiated by Roosevelt. You still have stamps throughout the city. So we're trying to do that. We have to do an assessment. In this particular area, we damaged sidewalk project that was previously put in by another project, and we are required to do restoration to it.
Okay.
Can I make a
So-
comment on?
Go ahead.
I just want to make a clarification on a question that you just asked regarding the ARPA funding. And that was a previous approval by the city council to designate a certain amount of funds into that. But each project will come to council to identify the project specifically, because we put a budgeted amount, but each project will come specifically, so you'll know which ones are coming.
Okay.
And at the request of the city manager, also, Councilman Benton, in the future, in your agenda reports, we're going to be including photographs of each of those areas so you can see the level of damage and know what kind of assessment went into those.
Okay. And that was going to be on there. I did kind of look at it, and I thought I saw something about ADA, wanting better access for ADA, correct? That was also part of what you guys wanted to do?
After we have implemented our accessibility plan, that is a citywide plan, we're required to use that as one of the metrics that we measure each of these projects against.
I see. Okay, because I saw there is technically access, but it's not probably, as soon as you guys break dirt, then you have to,
The minute we broke and we disturbed some of those surfaces, we were required to go in and restore those because of that previous project and because of the ADA compliance.
okay.
One of the new projects that we'll be bringing your way is extreme in its need for repair to be ADA compliant.
Okay, thanks for the clarification. I just wanted to make sure, and I knew that wasn't the case. That we weren't just doing this for ADA. I think probably just, I think I probably just read.
No, we broke something. We have to go fix it.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So
So on that topic, at the Bloss Library, those trees were removed late last year, same issue, hasn't had sidewalk repair. What's the status on that? Is that part of the same?
It would probably be a part of the same assessment. I personally have not been involved in that assessment, but I know our streets teams right now is extremely diligent.
So there's a comment while they're taking those trees down that the trees around the library, the residents don't want to lose those trees that are left, but the sidewalk is damaged from raising.
From that exactly.
Without losing those historic trees and the other stuff, can you get back to us on what's going on over there?
Just in that, the one thing I will add, in addition to an accessibility plan, you've also adopted an urban forestry plan. So when we do bring those projects, exactly like the one that you're just bringing up, into our projects mix, a component of that has to be the replanting of those trees. So that even though we're removing the problem from that particular situation, we're also restoring the trees that the public is sensitive about.
Well, I think you removed the trees that were dangerous. The ones that are left behind are still healthy, but the sidewalk's not. So
Correct.
the residents want to try to keep those trees, repair the sidewalk, and then plant new trees in the sidewalk over where that other one was taken out.
And sometimes that's a difficult balance
So
because
we
the
will
trees will cause.
make an
erosion.
assessment of
Okay.
that area
Correct.
specifically.
Okay. Direction, council?
I'll motion to approve. Do I need to say the whole item?
No.
Okay. Okay.
Staff recommendations.
I'll just motion to approve staff's recommendation.
Thank you.
Oh, second.
Motion by Button, second by Kale.
Ambrose,
Yes.
Kale,
Yes.
Button,
Yes.
Creighton.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Reports and presentations from staff. Accepting item number 7, accepting the City of Atwater's audit financial statement for fiscal year ended June 30th, 2021, and related reports. Director Delilah Yomara.
Good evening, Mayor and City Council. Tonight, staff is recommending a motion to accept the City of Atwater's audited financial statements for the fiscal year ending June 30th, 2021. This year was our first year working with Badawi and Associates CPA. We've had great communication with them to ensure that our financial statements is an accurate presentation of the city's financial position as of June 30th, 2021. And tonight we have Ahmed Badawi, who's the CPA and president of Badawi and Associates via Zoom to speak on the audit and of the fiscal year 2021 financials.
Okay. Let me do the report and then open the public. Okay. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do the report.
Yes, yes.
Welcome.
Good evening. For some reason, I'm unable to turn my video on. It seems to be blocked by the host. But I can get started without video. I'm not sure if this was intentional or not.
Yes, that's okay.
That's okay. Just go ahead and get started without the video.
All right. Well, good evening, and thank you for inviting me to your meeting. My name is Ahmed Badawi, and I was the audit partner on the City of Atwater fiscal year 2021 audit. And today I'm just going to present to you the results of that audit. So we were mainly engaged by the city to provide an opinion on the city's basic financial statements. That's basically the report that includes all city transactions and assets and liabilities. The city this year was also subject to a compliance audit relating to the federal grant expenditures, because the city met the threshold this year for that audit. So we are performing that compliance audit as well. We do perform a review of the appropriation limit calculation. So that was the scope of the service that we were engaged to perform. Some of the areas we focused on during our audit process was revenue and receivables and revenue recognition, also pension and OPEB calculations, and just internal controls in general and the ability of management to override those controls. We are getting ready to issue our opinion. It is in the final draft pending the approval. We are getting ready to issue an unmodified opinion. In simple term, that is a clean opinion. And it does mean that we, the auditors, believe that those financial statements are fairly stated and that all disclosures is properly reflected in those financial statements. We have identified some recommendations or improvements in internal controls that we communicated to management. They were not significant, but what we refer to as housekeeping items, and we have communicated those to management. And I think other than that, it's our first year with the city, but we definitely, even though we are yet to come physically and meet with city staff, which we intend on doing in the 2022 audit, but it's been a pleasure working with the city, and we definitely appreciate the opportunity, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Okay, this time I'll open up the comment for public comment. Any members of the audience like to come forward at this time? Please come to the podium, state your name for the record for this item. Seeing none, we'll close the public comment and bring it back to council for questions or direction. So, Delilah, I'll start. Maybe they'll jump in a little bit. So our audit, going back over the state's placing us on the watch list and everything else, can you kind of cover a little bit of that? What process was involved in where we're at now with this audit, and how we think we figured we completed the year, and how we probably maybe moved off the list or almost off the list?
Yes, I can speak on that in more detail. So it is our third consecutive fiscal year that our general fund has had a positive fund balance. Our general fund has repaid any interfund debt it's had and does not have any new debt. Our net position for both governmental-wide and business activities are both have been better than the last fiscal year. And so in all those and a few more items that the California State Auditor's high-risk analysis has moved us from number 4 of last year's most recent report to the most recent report we received this year to number 106.
So we're almost off the chart.
Mm-hmm. No.
18, 19 or 19,
18,
20?
1920.
1920.
Yeah, so they're a year behind, I believe.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Which is great news, because, and that's good that we're following that, and it leads an example that you don't just get on and they just take you right off. There's a lot of scrutiny and other things, and practices and procedures we have in place are here for years, and they like what they're seeing, and we like what we're seeing, and our unfunded things, the OPED and other things, we're meeting all that, and we're making those payments, correct?
Correct.
So our employees that are here are going to get retirement. We're making sure we're making all those payments. We're covering all of our funded and unfunded liabilities, right?
Correct. That is also one of the items that puts us off that list or further down the list.
right? Because we're meeting that. We are
Correct.
addressing that. Very good. Council, you have any questions?
Well, I just think, maybe it's not directly, but I just think it's a testament, I think, still reaching back to when this council, this was before my time, but when we decided to try to stay open, let our businesses stay open and let them have the freedom to open their doors and make money and make a living. Atwater's stayed open for business, and, that might not have been a popular stance at the time, but, I just saw a report that just came out, and this is at the state level, that I think 9 out of 10 worst performing states, and it was a 3 metric, but 9 out of the 10 were all states that imposed really heavy lockdowns. The lockdowns are showing with a lot of different metrics, it just was not good for business. It wasn't good for people's health in general. From what I see in the report, I think that shows that as well. So
I agree. I think giving people the freedoms and liberties that they born with, adults can make decisions, and I think the community did what they had to do to survive, and my hat's off to the members of the community and the council for standing up for the residents. So that is a big part of why we're doing well. We're not overreaching and being a big brother. Big brother government wants to babysit everybody nowadays, and this council is not about that, and this community is not about being babysat. So very good. Any other questions, Councilman?
Yeah, I just want to say thank you. I appreciate all the hard work staff has done in the last few years. I mean, before I came on this council, we were getting ready to declare bankruptcy, and now, 3 years in a row, we're going to be in the black. And it says a huge amount about the staff working together and doing their job, and this council approving the things that we're doing to get things paid off as quickly as possible and getting that paid off. And I was meeting with Director Thompson the other day, and he kept saying that he really wants Atwater to become the new Clovis to Fresno. And what was the other one you used? Like Riverbank to Modesto. Riverbank to Modesto. Oh, yeah, that's right. The city of Action, Riverbank. We're actually becoming like those to the city of Merced and UC Merced. And so I love that line. We're going to be the new Old Town Clovis.
I think we're going to be just Atwater.
Yeah, just Atwater.
And we're going to be good at being Atwater, and we'll complement Merced and Livingston and the other communities, but we're going to be unique in a different way. We're going to try to complement all the communities around us.
Yes.
And as they complement us for what they have and what resources they have. So I agree. I think it's great news that the good things are happening and people are choosing to come here and do business and live and prosper here in our community. I mean, it is what they've created. And nothing else? Okay. So direction from the council.
I'll move to accept the audited financial statements for the year of 2021, ending on June 30th, 2021.
Second.
Motion by Chaos, second by Ambrose.
Ambrose,
Yes.
Button,
yes.
Kale,
Yes.
Creighton,
Yes.
motion passes.
Okay. Item number 8, presentation regarding certified municipal clerk certification, Leslie Train. I was whispering to the city manager how to pronounce your name correctly. It's Thuang, Train.
It's Thung, but close.
Got it wrong. You got it wrong. Okay, say that again, please.
Thung. It's
Okay, I
like
can do
tongue, but without the.
Thung.
Yes, exactly.
I got it.
That is correct.
Okay, beautiful.
Okay.
Welcome and thank you.
Well, good evening, Mayor and City Council. I would like to first say thank you for allowing me the opportunity to speak and come out and come up here and present to you a quick presentation about the roles and responsibilities and the structure of the Office of the City Clerk, as well as give you some insight about what I have recently done towards my Certified Municipal Clerk certification. So we will get started now. Okay, so to start off, we will first go over what a city clerk is and sort of understand the roles and responsibilities of the clerk as a professional. So the office of the city clerk is unique in its own way, that when you go throughout different jurisdictions, there are different clerks who wear different hats. There are some city clerks who are involved with the financial administration side, some involved with planning and zoning, but at the core of it, the city clerk kind of follows these responsibilities and duties that are given to them, which I have divided into 3 different quadrants. So the first responsibility of the clerk is to serve as a local official who administers the democratic processes such as elections, access to city records, and all legislative actions, which is to ensure transparency to the public. And we also serve as the compliance officers for federal, state, and local statutes, including the Political Reform Act, Brown Act, and the Public Records Act. And in the second quadrant, the city clerk serves as the legislative administrator. And what this means is that we sort of serve as key staff for city council meetings by preparing the legislative agenda, verifying legal notices have been posted and published correctly and adequately. And we also complete the necessary arrangements to ensure an effective meeting. And the city clerk is entrusted with the responsibility of reporting the decisions which constitute the building blocks of our representative government. And lastly, in the third quadrant, the city clerk serves as the records manager. And what this means is that the city clerk preserves and protects the public record, as well as maintain and index minutes, ordinances, and resolutions adopted by the legislative body, which is the city council, and ensures that municipal records are readily and available and accessible to the public. And so the purpose of public records being managed under the conservatorship of the city clerk is to provide the fundamental integrity to the structure of our democracy. And I thought that I would just include a fun fact for the city council, that the city clerk is known to be one of the oldest public servants in local government, and this dates all the way back to ancient Greece.
Wow.
Yes. Okay, and now we will go over the structure of the city clerk's office here within the city of Atwater. So as you can see, the city of Atwater actually has an elected ceremonial city clerk, and our current city clerk is Lucy Armstrong. So under City Clerk Armstrong, she actually has different deputy city clerks throughout the city administration department, but I serve as the main deputy city clerk that performs the everyday and daily functions of the clerk's office. And I just wanted to share some facts with you guys. So there are 482 cities in California, and of the 482, there are 382 appointed city clerks and 101 elected city clerks in the state of California, and that is of 2019. So that is 78% appointed and 21% elected. And now lastly, we will go over the purpose of the Certified Municipal Clerk certification. So the purpose of the Certified Municipal Clerk certification program is to enhance the job performance of the clerk in small and large municipalities, as well as prepare applicants to meet challenges of the complex role of the municipal clerk. And to earn the CMC designation, a municipal clerk must attend extensive education programs, which the TTC, the Technical Training for Clerks, is a component of. And I actually had the luxury of being able to attend that training in March, and that was held at UC Riverside. And tonight I just wanted to thank the City Council and staff for their support and supporting me to develop professionally, because not only will that allow me to better serve the city, but also to our members of the public. And if you are interested in what I kind of learned while I was at TTC, I had included the courses that I had took at the bottom of the slide. So to touch on a few things, we went over local government finance, elections, the role of the clerk in municipalities, and so forth. And that concludes my presentation.
Wonderful. Very proud of you, and that's a lot of work. I know that The program is very rigorous, and it does put in perspective on city government. Everything really rides on your shoulders for keeping all of our records straight. I know when we finish this meeting today, tomorrow or the next day, you'll call me in and I'll have documents to sign, and you'll historically record all those. So in the past, we didn't always do that the best, and nowadays we do it pretty top notch, I think. I mean, there's not a council meeting a week that goes by that within a day or two at the latest that I'm called in to take care of things, when it used to be weeks or months. So the record keeping is important. As we do financial things, we have to certify and log and record those, and you're doing that, and it's easier to maintain and follow and track and catalog. So it's a lot of work and a lot of records.
Yes.
So very good job. And I think the council mentioned earlier that professionalism is what's carrying the community of Atwater and the city of Atwater, that we've got people that are dedicated, caring, and willing to go to get that professional development and then implement it and use it at our advantage. What a wonderful thing you've done. So very proud of you. Thank you. That was a great presentation. Council, you want to say anything?
Thank you for keeping all of us straight. Leslie is always going, hey, we need this done and sign this, so thank you. You do a great job, Leslie.
Congratulations. I know that's no easy task. And like Mayor Pro Tem and the mayor said, thank you for constantly updating us, especially with the emails, with the agendas and so forth. And hopefully sometime soon I can actually sit down with you and just have a chit chat, and you can tell me some more about the courses that you took.
Just, you know, the professionalism and due diligence that you always, you know, exude, and just always wanting to pursue more trainings and just always not satisfied. And that's what I always get out of you, is you're just always looking to get better, and that's awesome. Thank you.
So for those of you who don't know, Leslie deals with the council on a weekly basis. So she's our go-to person, city manager, and city attorney. So we spend a lot of time talking to her, and she keeps us out of trouble. So if any members of the public would like to come forward and comment on this was a presentation, but please feel welcome to come to the podium and ask a question or state your name or anything. Seeing none, we'll close the public comment. And thank you very much for a beautiful presentation, and we won't disappoint you. Comments from the public, or city manager report update.
I have nothing this evening, Mayor, but I do want to comment on Leslie as well. This is going to be an ongoing educational forum. It'll take her several courses that she'll continue to take to be professional development, to be become a certified municipal clerk. So it's good that she has that desire and that enthusiasm to go with that.
Wonderful. Comments from the public?
At this time, any person may comment on any item which is not on the agenda. You may state your name and address for the record. However, it is not required. Action will not be taken on an item that is not on the agenda. If it requires action, it will be referred to staff and are placed on a future agenda. Please limit comments to a maximum of 3 minutes.
Okay, any members of the public like to come forward on this item? Please come to the podium, state your name for the record. Welcome.
Rich Miller, 334 Silva Drive here in Atwater, also pastor Victory Baptist Church, 1280 Sierra Vista Street. I'd like to start my public comment with a reading from Scripture. Matthew 28, verse number 5 says, "And the angel answered and said unto the woman, or unto the women, Fear not ye, for I know that ye seek Jesus, which was crucified. He is not here, for he is risen, as he said." On the eve of Easter, Resurrection Sunday, I think about these words here, that Jesus had risen from the grave and how that life gives us hope. Tonight we saw that in the ceremonial matters, as we saw young people that were honored for their accomplishments. And in them and in their lives, we see hope. With that being said, I would like to call on the council to help with an assembly bill that passed through the Judiciary Committee here in the state of California. It will be heard possibly next Tuesday, the 19th, in the Health Committee. It's Assembly Bill 2223. I talked to Councilmember Raymond about this, in fact, just yesterday. that this bill and its wording, it uses the word perinatal, and it would open the door for infanticide in our state, to where anyone could execute their child after up to 7 days, possibly even longer, after they had been born. And with that being said, though, that bill does not necessarily make it legal. It opens the door for that. And I'll be honest with you, as a pastor, it breaks my heart that this is even being mentioned, because we've been sold a bill of goods for years by one side of the aisle that that there are certain, I guess you could say, that fetuses are not considered humans. But after they come out of the womb, they're now human. However, this assembly bill would then tell us, well, then they're not still human, because otherwise this would be murder. And as far as I'm concerned, we need to call it for what it is. And I would like to call on our council to call our assembly member, and to, even though he's not on the Judiciary Committee that approved it, and by the way, it approved it in a bipartisan way. There was last week a group that opposed this bill that outnumbered those that were for it by easily 10, maybe 20 to 1. But they went ahead and pushed it through in a bipartisan way. And our assembly member is not on the committee, the health committee, but I would like us as a city to call our assembly member and encourage him to encourage his colleagues to shoot this bill down, because it shouldn't even make it to the floor. And in closing, I'd just like to say this, that someone once said there are no hopeless situations, there are only people who have grown hopeless about them. And as long as we serve a risen Savior, I have hope.
Thank you. Any other members of the public like to come forward at this time? Seeing none, we'll close the public comment. Council matters. Councilman Kale.
Okay, so I personally want to thank Councilman Ambrose for coming with me, joining together for the Easter egg hunt. And I want to tell you that Corey Billings did an awesome job. You did a super job. It was very well received. This morning, I got an email from Janelle that said there were 300 kids. There had to be, huh? It was so exciting to watch the kids run out there and do everything. And Pastor Miller and his church, or Victory Baptist Church, was out there. They did a great job of assisting and everything. Even though Pastor Miller said, go! And it wasn't time to go. And kids were running everywhere, paranoia, dogs eating cats. No, I'm just kidding. But it was a great event, and I want to thank you guys, and I want to thank the sponsors, the Women's Club, the Lions Club, and Rotary, and Mike Nelson was there helping, representing Rotary on Saturday too, so that was a great job. And then American Realty, Corey Billings was also a sponsor. You guys did a super great job. And 6,000 eggs? 5,000?
Who donated, Corey, can you tell us, can you come to the podium, who donated those eggs?
Yeah.
I want to know. We got to find out who this egg donor was.
So, Mr. Mayor, we have some wonderfully generous community members, and we want to thank, like John was saying, the Lions Club came up and they were able to not only donate the eggs, but they also made a cash contribution to help with the cost of the event, as well as the Atwater Rotary Club and their members came up and sponsored a portion of the event. So, and then of course your generosity supporting the lunch goes a long way. So we have a wonderfully strong community to come together and bring on an event that was very well organized, thanks to Pastor Miller and his group being out there, volunteering their time, and the Lions Club and the Rotary Club members were also out there that day. It was truly amazing to see how well it moved on.
I heard great things, so congratulations, job well done.
Thank you.
Yeah, great job out there, Corey. And then I also want to say that don't forget this Saturday is the 1880 vintage baseball game at Memorial Golf Park. It's going to be a lot of fun. We have a whole bunch of surprises out there for everybody. Come out, enjoy yourself, watch a real good game, and these guys come from San Francisco, and enjoy yourself. Get there early so that you can get a seat, and there's only going to be like 500 tickets being sold, and we've already sold a good number of that 500, so try to get there. It's only $5. So get there and have some fun with the rest of the community. Then I want to thank the Centennial Restoration Committee for working to spruce up our community for the Centennial celebration. The donation from Jim Williamson and the hard work of Public Works Department and the expertise of Justin in the Water Department. Today, right around 1 o'clock, the fountain came on at the Bloss Mansion for the first time in a long time, and it looks really cool. So thank everyone for doing that, and there's going to be more sprucing up coming. I promise that, and I want to wish everybody a happy Easter and enjoy the season to recognize the Jesus Christ coming away from the tomb alive again. Thank you.
Councilman Ambrose.
First, I would like to congratulate all of our student athletes that we honored this evening. Not only does it show the dedication that you have towards your sport, but also towards your education, because as we all know, you have to have good grades in order to participate in any of the school functions like that. So definitely my hats off to the students. A little bit off to the parents as well. I know what you guys have to put up with too, but come on, this is about the students tonight. Also, to not be outdone by Mayor Pro Tem again about the Easter egg hunt, definitely want to thank the Lions Club, the Rotary Club, American Realty, and Victory Baptist Church. I don't think I actually heard that name come from you, but you didn't thank the pastor.
I did thank you.
A lot of hard work went into this. Thank you, Pastor, for you and your group. Corey, you never, not one drop of sweat I saw come down your head. Calm and collect. It was a wonderful event. As they were saying, over 300 kids were out there. Not one sad kid, nothing but a smile from ear to ear. And if I'm not mistaken, too, there was also a surprise visit from someone's daughter, dressed up as the second Easter bunny, and yeah, paid mom and dad a surprise there. So, yeah, if you didn't go out, definitely make plans to visit next year, because again, it's one heck of an event. And yeah, happy Easter to everyone for this upcoming Sunday. If you're going to be out and about driving to go visit family, just be careful out there, especially because we don't know if children are going to be looking for Easter eggs in the front yard. One or two might just stumble onto our roadways, so definitely be on the lookout this weekend. That's it.
Thank you. Councilman Button.
Yeah, congratulations to those athletes from Atwater High. You really got to be careful when you're going to shake a wrestler's hand. You got to be ready. All those athletes had a firm handshake, but when those wrestlers came up, I was like, oh man, I don't want to wrestle that guy. Yeah, congratulations, Atwater. The town of Atwater continues to have a very strong reputation for academics and athletics. When you come to Atwater, you better be ready, because we got some real athletes here. Yeah, that assembly bill, I know exactly when Pastor Miller was going to bring it up. I knew the number before you even finished it, because I was watching that very closely as well. I encourage people to read what that bill says and judge for yourself, because it's pretty black and white what it's saying. It's really not up for debate on what it wants to do. So I would encourage people to read it, and reach out to your local assemblyman, and hopefully we can get some kind of, in my opinion, push on that. It's horrible. This state has some issues. We have some problems in this state at the state level. And not to be negative, but I had a lot of people just in conversation that have, and I know we can't really do a lot with the freeways, but I get a lot of people that ask, and I'm sure everybody else does, about what can we do about the freeway and what's going on, and you try to go to Merced from Atwater, and it's just a disaster. And unfortunately, there's not a lot we can do. It's the freeway. It's outside of our, but we're just as frustrated as anybody else. We got to drive that stretch of road the same, and California's not in a hurry to fix anything around here. So, but happy Easter to everybody. Please enjoy some time with your family. Hopefully put the phone away. I'll try to myself. And and I wanted to also thank the chief just also for the equipment that we're bringing in, and just his continued work to bring in stuff and apply for those grants and updating our guys. So our men and women in blue. So that's all I have.
Awesome, thank you. I also want to say thank you on the Easter egg hunt. Heard nothing. I had to go out of town to Cal Poly. My daughter had a Cal Poly Royale, and it's her 5th year. She's getting her master's degree this year, and she was assisting putting on the rodeo tractor pull thing over there. So it was quite an event. First time I got to attend. Broke my heart to have to leave because I love the Easter egg deal. That's my thing. I love it. Throughout the day, though, I was getting texts about what was going on at the Easter egg hunt. Wow. Compliments, compliments, compliments. Corey, sometimes people do good things. You got a knack there. And I think that the Lions Club, the Rotary, Victory Baptist Church, and just members of the community. I heard one story about this lady that was watching a group of little kids at the playground area so other kids could do the hunt. And it was just, the sense of community is here. And you guys are fostering that, and it's really, it's something beautiful. And I could just picture it down there, what was going on up here. So I really, really wish I could have been here for that, but I'm excited that it turned out fabulous. And I know next year's will be even better. The council and some other members supplied food, and you guys fed some people. So it was like a small town picnic, Easter egg hunt. The pictures I saw looked wonderful. If we put that in black and white, I mean, you couldn't emulate a better community. It looks like we went back 100 years already for our 100-year anniversary. So we're heading the right direction. We're going to celebrate our 100-year anniversary this year. Great things are happening. Our police department's, making this a community that you could feel safe in. So when our residents go to work and they come back home, it's a community you feel safe. So Chief, the men and women in blue, thanks for helping us all feel that much better and that much safer. And it's a hard job you guys do, but with Corey and the members of the community and the civic groups, when you create something like that, I think the evil and the badness they go where it's easier. So as long as we all stick together in Atwater and we keep doing positive things, I think that we'll keep the evil out and good things are going to keep coming. Also, I have some breaking news sent to me tonight. Haley Billings just won the County Speech Festival. So congratulations there. So a lot of work there, and she's a beautiful, hardworking young lady involved in 4-H and other things in the community, and she's going to be very, very successful. Congratulations, Haley. Easter Sunday, please spend some time with the family. Like Councilman Button said, put the phones away, throw them in the trash if you can, but if you can't, spend some time with family. Remember that we're here for the Lord, and it's a beautiful day, and just thank God that we're able to participate and make it a positive place and somewhere great to live every day. And when you're done with Easter, remember Tuesday you got to pay the tax man. So You know, thank God you're alive to pay the tax man, but, you know, don't forget to pay the tax man. So with that, we'll close the meeting, and thank you, everybody.